Tommy,
What is up, dude? It's been a
we
while.
are back. The holidays are over.
We're
Happy New
back.
Year.
Happy New Year, man. I feel like it's been forever since I've talked to you and even seen you, man. It's good to be back.
This is 2022. Can you believe that?
No, I can't, dude. I honestly I was at work today and I kept seeing the the date on the bottom of the screen and it kept confusing the hell out of me.
Oh my goodness. For those of you guys that are watching, Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. Happy New Year to everybody, man. It's been a tough year. We made it though. We made it and we're still pushing and
Oh my goodness. Tough
hopefully
year, challenging year.
yeah.
Unbelievable. But we'll wait another second or two to get the show started. But how you been? Everything good?
Dude, I've been keeping busy, that's for sure. That's definitely for sure. Switching to a new schedule actually starting tomorrow, so
That's awesome.
enjoying life, man. Glad to be back though. Really, like I feel like it's been a while since I've been able to sit here on the podcast and talk some wrestling with everybody.
The holidays are over. We are
Yeah.
back. We will be back in full swing.
Yes.
December was a tough month of everybody just being busy with work, but we have a couple people in the room right now. So, you know what? We got to get the show started. Let's go.
do it, man.
We
Woo!
are back with another edition of the Aftermath to start off 2022
Yes.
pay-per-view. It looks like the Saturday night pay-per-views are going to be a thing. It just announced about a half hour ago. The WWE Royal Rumble is going to be on a Saturday night. I haven't seen that since 1994.
Man, I actually, funny enough, like halfway through the show, I think I read something that this is here to stay. That they're gonna do Saturday night pay-per-views outside of, the 2-night WrestleMania that'll be Saturday, Sunday. And honestly, I dig it a lot more, man. It's better for my weekend. I feel like it's not I'm not trying to like rush to get in a show after a podcast right after on a Sunday night at 11 o'clock or something.
I know.
So
and not to mention, like, most of us have work the next day on Monday.
exactly. Yeah.
So I am not the biggest fan of getting bound to watching a pay-per-view and doing a podcast
and having to do a
on a
podcast right
Sunday
after.
night. But we've been doing it.
Yep.
I like the Saturday nights things. Sundays I usually get up anywhere between 6:30 and 8, depending on my my volunteering schedule at church or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, I am digging the Saturday night pay-per-views. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Let's try it out for a while. I like different things. Like back in the day, Thanksgiving was Thanksgiving Eve on a Wednesday night with Survivor Series. Royal Rumbles was on Saturdays. Mondays had the SummerSlams. Bring that back. Why not? Let's go. I like that.
Man. I fully agree. I enjoyed this Saturday night pay-per-view. I've kind of been. I feel like we've been spoiled with it with AEW
and NXT.
Yeah, at NXT, of course. And so I think it's, I don't know. I just feel like Sunday is kind of taken up by so many other sports and WWE's competing with so many different things, whether it's Sunday Night Football or the Oscars or, basketball or whatever's going on, Sunday Night Baseball. There's always something that they're competing with. So Saturday nights, I think, is a good, just in general for any company, a good wrestling night for pay-per-views. I mean, it just flows well, and I found myself enjoying this pay-per-view more, regardless of match quality versus if it would have been, tomorrow or something.
Listen, we had good match quality tonight.
Yeah. It was a good show.
We won't talk about the results yet, but we have a new WWE champion, and this all came about starting at 6 o'clock tonight. We'll get to that in a few minutes. We're going to get through the undercard as quick as we can.
Yeah.
So this way we can talk about the important stuff. But we had a great match with the Usos defending their SmackDown titles against the New Day.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, New Day versus Usos, we've seen this a million times, but you can sit me down a million times and watch these tag teams go and have a great match. The work rate was awesome. These guys know each other so well. They gel together. Great chemistry. Tommy, what did you think of this tag title match?
Hey, man, I think you hit it right on the head. We'll keep it quick, but there's nothing wrong with a Usos and New Day tag match. I feel like they always deliver. We've seen it for, 7 years now, 8 years now that we're getting into 2022. It's been phenomenal every single time, and this was no different. I really dig the character work with King Woods and Sir Kofi Kingston. I think that's absolutely hilarious. The Usos, I don't know. I thought that maybe this was the night that Roman's kind of empire started crumbling down a little bit, but obviously, we'll get to that. But he was out with COVID, and that made a big change on the main. Yeah, on the main event, and we know that he had some issues last year dealing with that. He called out of WrestleMania 30 or 2 years ago. WrestleMania 36. He called out. Due to wanting to stay safe and everything, and trying to keep with the precautions and all that. But man, this was a really, really good match. I mean, a way to start the show off with a really good. It's incredible to think of how different their matches seem. But they also seem just so similar. Like New Day and Uso, like you said, we've seen it so many times, but they always put on an entertaining match, and I think that one was what we saw here again, and a good crowd opener and a good way to start the new year for WWE.
Yeah, absolutely, a great way to start the show hot. The action was nonstop. I was in the middle of a kind of like a food coma, laying down on my couch watching the match, so my eyes were kind of heavy, but I was watching it. And but yeah, the fans were definitely into it for sure. Great way to start the night. Then moving on, we had RK Bro versus the Street Profits, and these guys had in their title match. I skipped the match, and we'll come back to it. RK Bro versus Street Profits, and they were the Migos, whoever they are, or a rap group based out of Atlanta.
They are. You don't know who Migos is? Oh,
just hanging out. I am out. I've been out of the rap scene since
Atlanta's finest, Migos, man. Ric Flair Drip? You don't know Ric Flair Drip?
Never heard of him.
Oh my goodness!
I've been out of the hip hop scene since G Unit. So I was I was a big G Unit.
Showing your age a little bit there.
The Game, 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks. Yeah.
Oh no.
Wait, Lloyd Banks came into my store one day a long time ago, Best Buy. He lived in the East Northport area, in Long Island, a little bit of somewhat of a rich area, and he came in with the entourage.
Hey, let it everybody. In case you were wondering if you're a new viewer or whatever, let it be known that I was born in '98, so I know who Lloyd Banks is, but I also know who Migos is. Wayne's showing his age a little bit there.
Oh man, but
Atlanta's finest, man. They're a big band and a big hip hop band and rap band in Atlanta. So
RK Bro, great match. Cool spots with Montez Ford flying to the outside of the ring, over the corner and over the turnbuckle onto Randy Orton. Randy Orton and Riddle. Great spot there. Riddle and Randy Orton had a great spot with the RKO to finish off the match.
Yeah.
Great match again. Street Profits and RK Bro worked very well together. It was a nonstop match. It was the third match of the night. Loved the work rate. What did you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, my thing is I've always been a fan of tournaments, and so to have a tournament to kind of decide the next challenger for RK Bro, I thought was smart. I thought it worked out well, and you're always going to get a really good match out of the Street Profits. Montez Ford, I think, is probably, if not the best, top 3 most athletic and most gifted wrestlers on the roster right now, and he proves that every single match, and it's so incredible to watch him. The height he gets on some of the jumps is just incredible. It's there really are words to put it in. You know,
nobody gets as high off the top rope turnbuckle
what he can do
Montez
exactly,
Ford.
And that may be in WWE history. Like
that might be
the dude gets some air, like Air Jordan up there. It's insane. But yeah, man, this match was good. I was a little kind of waiting for the turn, you know, a little
at the end.
Yeah, start something with that RK Bro. We know it's coming. Like we know that RK Bro is gonna, you know, break up and have a match at WrestleMania. And I thought it would be here. Maybe we'll see it at the Royal Rumble. It's crazy to think we're still, you know, 3 months away from WrestleMania with as quick as the last year.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that the turn happens at Mania, and then this way they have a feud to go into the next pay-per-view.
Maybe
like
go into like SummerSlam or something.
No, like maybe something to go into like Backlash or whatever that next pay-per-view is going to be. They keep changing it, but you know,
I just don't know if this
something to spark the interest after post WrestleMania.
I don't know if this is a Backlash paper, like a Backlash feud though. I almost feel like this has been going on for so long, and everybody's been waiting for the turn that it needs that big payoff match at a big pay-per-view. But I mean, we'll see. You never know with WWE. But yeah, man, this was a good match. Again, another, you know, solid, enjoyable match for WWE to come out with, you know, coming on this day one pay-per-view. A little surprised by the result, but again, yeah, man, it was a good match, enjoyable. Don't know what I felt about the Migos, you know, celebrity angle there, but I get it. You know, you gotta bring in fans wherever you can. But yeah, man, it was a good match. Maybe we'll see, you know, them be in the Street Profits are always going to be around the tag team titles. I don't know if they're the team to take it off of RK Bro, but I wouldn't be disappointed in it. I'd more like to see a new tag team though, maybe Alpha Academy, you know, maybe give it to Chad Gable and Otis, but that's picking straws right there. There's the tag team there's really not much to choose from outside of the top names.
So check this out, Tom. Again, I don't know how reliable this is. I'm just grabbing it from like one of the websites. We have the Rumble, which is January 29th, WrestleMania weekend, April 2nd and 3rd. There's no name for the pay-per-view that's May 8th on a Sunday in Providence, Rhode Island.
Sounds like
I have to go to that.
Sounds like WrestleMania Backlash.
It could be, and it's May 8th, and then the next one is Sunday, June 5th at the Allstate Arena in Chicago.
Well, they did Hell in a Cell in June last year.
Okay, and then we got Money in the Bank, which is Las Vegas, July 2nd. Now, here's the interesting thing. I'm looking on the website right now. Saturday, July 30th, SummerSlam.
In July?
That's what it's listed here. That doesn't seem right, though.
Interesting. But because doesn't seem right, but I also feel like they wouldn't put that out there. Like, that's... SummerSlam's a big deal.
Then they're saying there's a pay-per-view Saturday, September 3rd or Sunday, September 4th, pay-per-view and place to be located, to be determined.
Okay.
So something doesn't seem right. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But
I mean, hey man, they switch up their pay-per-view schedules. I mean, we've had, you remember the one time, what was it, last year where they had a pay-per-view a week after one SummerSlam and you know, whatever was next, I forget. I don't know. Their pay-per-view schedule is so weird, and moving SummerSlam to the end of July just doesn't
seem right.
But I almost feel like they would. SummerSlam is such a big pay-per-view that they wouldn't Like that wouldn't just be a placeholder
In
almost.
Nashville, of all places.
In Nashville,
That'd be pretty interesting.
hey man, I'm from the Midwest. SummerSlam in Nashville. That's an interesting one. I might have to go to that one.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. That's
hey man, we'll make a
deep
six trip right there.
Yeah, get it. Listen, I like to go to wrestling events based on places I've never been to before.
Hey man, I've never been to Nashville either, so there you go. I'm about a 3.5 hour drive from there. So,
are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
We can make it work, dude. We can make it work.
Nikes. Look at that. Huh. Anyway, moving on. Yeah.
Just a little sidebar
like
here.
14 hours.
I'm sorry.
For me, I think it's 14 hours.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Just a little sidebar here. Me and Wayne haven't had a talk to talk conversation in a probably a good month. So it's good to have this. We're getting a little bit of the kinks back out of here. So it's good to see you, man. I'm glad that we're back on here.
Heck yeah, man. So let's backtrack a little bit, really quick. Nothing much out of this match. It was the second match of the night. However, Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. Moss and Drew, they worked their tails off in this match.
Man,
I really enjoyed this match.
For a match that I thought had no place on this card, it wasn't terrible. And I say that in the lightest way. Like you said, I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought I won't call him Madcap Moss because I think that's stupid. Riddick Moss, I thought he did pretty good in the spot that he was given. I thought he had some good moments of offense, and him and Happy Corbin, they work well together. I don't know if I dig the names, and I don't know if I dig the character style of it, but I think that they are a really good team when they're put together. And obviously we saw with the aftermath with
no pun intended.
Yeah, exactly. With what happened with McIntyre, obviously I think that's going to continue this feud, and whatever that leads to, we'll find out. But yeah, man, I thought it's a C+ for me, and I think that is a lot better than I thought that this match could ever be. Which is so. I'll give credit to Riddick Moss, and Drew McIntyre is great as well. But yeah, man, this was nothing but a filler match, but it was a good filler match.
Yeah, for sure. And then moving on, another match, which some thought was like, oh, we got to see these guys go against each other. They've gone against each other before 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But we had Edge versus Miz, and it was, again, these guys worked their tails off tonight.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed the work rate of this entire pay-per-view. Like if you're a wrestling fan complaining that you didn't get enough wrestling tonight, then you guys got serious issues, because that's the one thing fans have been complaining about WWE. We get the awful entertainment and we don't get enough wrestling. Well, tonight they gave us the wrestling. They gave the fans what they wanted.
And it was honestly, it was good wrestling, dude. Like,
it was great. They worked. Listen, and I get that there was probably botched spots. There was some almost botched spots and stuff, but the work rate was good. The match flow was nonstop. And I could tell that everybody really worked their tails off tonight.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to see.
As a fan, I think this is probably the first time in a few months that I've actually sat through a pay-per-view and been like pretty invested in it. Like, just like whether it's from a match quality standpoint or a storyline standpoint, I'll be honest, I haven't kept up with the happenings going on a weekly basis. I've seen the results and everything, but sitting down and watching everything, it's just a lot right now. So being able to kind of go into this show and know a little bit about it and still get really good wrestling and feel like I know what's gonna be the next step in the storylines. Hey, hats off to WWE, man. This was a pretty damn good pay-per-view. And like you said, this Edge Miz match, continued that trend. I tweeted out I really hope that they just keep doing Edge with the Brood entrance and kind of a mixture of both.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
dig it, man. They did it. Was it WrestleMania that they did it, or SummerSlam?
SummerSlam, yeah.
SummerSlam, yeah. I dig it, man. I like that combination. I think it's cool, and you can tell Edge really digs it too. He's got the intensity there, but I like the addition of Beth Phoenix. I thought we would see Miz get the win here and set up. It looks like we're gonna get a mixed tag match at some point down the line.
Oh, that's happening.
I thought we'd get the heel to win that, this match in the Miz, and then we have obviously Edge and Beth go over as the faces, somewhere down the line. But hey, man, it was a good match. Miz is constantly proving himself always as one of the more underrated wrestlers in the entire business. But yeah, man, this was a really damn good match.
So really quick, the way this match unfolds, we see Miz fake the leg injury, classic heel stuff right there. Referee gets distracted. No, because Maurice gets on the ropes. Referee's distracted because Miz is faking an injury. Then we see Maurice slap Edge, which then gives Miz the opportunity from behind to set up the skull crushing finale onto Edge. Then I thought we were going to get the 1, 2, 3 there, but Edge kicks out, and then Miz is surprised, and then we see Beth Phoenix come out, chase Maurice, back to the front entrance, and then that's how Edge gets the win. Awesome spear there. You know what? I'm kind of glad that John Morrison's gone bye-bye, because you heard
Damn, that's on a release? Oh, man, that's a little hurtful.
Just go away for a while, he doesn't do any good for the Miz, to be honest with you. Maurice,
but you don't think he's not a good proponent to have on the roster?
He's a great athlete, and sure, but him and Miz do not belong together. That was so WrestleMania 26.
Okay, that's fair.
That the right one? Yeah. So they just did awful, and you remember the Miz rants that I had. We can even go back and pull up a highlight. But the Miz rants for months, especially with the Money in the Bank and everything.
Yeah.
But for months, I just didn't think the Miz and Morrison worked well together. I absolutely hated it. And when they tried to do the stuff with the water sticks, people thought it was funny. Vince McMahon's probably laughing in the back, but I just wasn't digging it. I like the Maurice Miz combo. Maurice does.
They're great heels together. I think they play that kind of relationship that everybody wants to hate, and they just do a good job with it.
I guaranteed we're probably gonna get that mixed tag match. I would probably say at the Rumble.
You think it's at the Rumble that quick?
I think
now that I see that,
I don't really see Edge really getting involved. I mean, he could still get in the Rumble match too later on.
Gosh, I hope not. I really hope not.
I don't see Edge being any part of any big main event program this year.
We need the sidebar here, but we need somebody new that is not a familiar face to win the Rumble. There's been too many years in a row where it's been,
I'm gonna give you my early picks a little later. How about that?
Okay.
Based on what I saw tonight, I'm gonna give you my early picks.
Okay.
We got David Smith wishing us a happy New Year.
You as well, man. Yeah, thanks, man. It's good to see you back here, David.
One of our loyal fans, Dave. Thank you for watching. We only do this for you, by the way.
Only.
So, okay. So let's get to the good stuff. We had Liv Morgan challenging Becky Lynch for the WWE Raw Women's title.
Yep.
And I had this conversation, I'm pretty sure it was with Gage about 2 weeks ago, that this match was probably going to happen at day one, and that there was a possibility that Liv Morgan was going to win, but then the possibility that she won't, and then maybe they would drag this to WrestleMania. So we'll talk more about that later, but these girls, let me tell you, Liv Morgan, a couple almost botched spots tonight, But other than that, the work rate was good. Liv Morgan's just getting better and better. Like comparing her days to NXT, is a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big change, man.
Oh my goodness! And
she's really good. She's really improved.
But here's the problem I had. I don't know if you noticed, but the WWE producers in the back, they had the piped-in fans up loud tonight.
Yeah, I did notice.
I did not like that. I hear fans cheering, but I don't see them moving, so I knew that was piped in. I didn't like that, and they had that going like most of the match. But I noticed the fans started getting a little antsy in a good way because they knew the match was, starting to hit its climax, and we were getting close to the end. So that's when I felt the fans were a little bit more invested. Becky Lynch got the clean pinfall tonight.
I know, dude.
Was that a messed up spot? Like, I saw Becky Lynch trying to reach the rope and she didn't.
I don't think it was a messed up spot. I think it was bad storytelling, which is what WWE can be known for sometimes, and this was one of them. With the way the main event played out, I really feel like you should have gone with, it's a new year. We're celebrating the fact that, hey, this is a brand new pay-per-view too. We've never seen it. When's the last time has there ever been a New Year's Day pay-per-view in WWE?
Not that I know of. I mean, the closest I've ever seen,
not off the top of my head,
was like New Year's Revolution, and
but that was like the 5th or something.
Yeah,
this was a really good chance for WWE to really set in stone on the fact that, hey, we're
kind of hit like a soft reset button.
Exactly, and I really
and up through
thought
Liv
Liv
was
going to.
They hadn't done that.
Yeah, I really thought Liv was going to be it this time.
I did bring up the fact about 3 weeks ago that this was probably going to happen. I think the better storytelling would have been with Becky Lynch finding a different way to cheat to win.
Yes.
Or maybe getting herself counted out. So maybe you can set up a cage match or something where you have only 2 ways to win: pinfall, submission, or escape the cage. But anyway, I digress. But Becky Lynch with a clean win tonight, that's kind of baffling me, which is why I'm not too sure where they're going to go here now. I have a feeling that we're going to see Liv Morgan get another title shot down the line. But as the WWE Women's Royal Rumble winner for the women's side 2022, I got Liv Morgan winning the Rumble and getting her match at WrestleMania.
I like that. Yeah, man. Hey, I dig that. Sorry, we had to take a little detour there. 2022, and I'm still picking up my DoorDash. So, yeah, man. Liv Morgan is a really solid choice for for the Royal Rumble.
The only thing I'm concerned about is I just need to see more fans kind of get behind her.
Exactly. There needs more
reaction.
With the way Big E and stuff were kind of built up. There was a big fan reaction. Kofi was another good example. There needs to be that, push from the fans as well. You can't just push it down the throat as they've done in the past.
Becky Lynch, she looked like a star tonight. Let me tell you.
Yeah, dude.
She looked amazing. I love her whole glasses, get up. She looked like a star. In my opinion, she's much bigger star than Charlotte.
We don't want to have that conversation.
Side note, with Toni Storm being released, yes. And then her comments about Charlotte, saying that she has a big ego inside and outside of the ring.
Yeah.
As far as expecting everybody to bow down to her and cater to her, that Charlotte has that attitude behind the scenes too, which I wouldn't doubt for a second.
I would not doubt it in the slightest.
I would not doubt that for a second. And you know what? WWE kind of did that. They did that to her.
Hey, it was a bad week for Tommy because I'm a big Toni Storm fan, and I'm not the biggest Charlotte fan, as I've made it known. So
it is unbelievable.
What can you do?
Toni Storm, what a shame.
Yep. With talent wasted, man.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I think there was a little bit of a tease where
she would have
said
been a star.
She could go somewhere else and be an Impact. So
hey, man.
Could it be possible? We'll have to see. I think she owns the rights to her name too.
Yes, I believe so. Yes,
which is a good thing because if she goes to Impact or Tony Storm goes to AEW, not only would she make an impact in whichever women's division she goes to, and help level them up, but the name recognition too is very important.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, so I had to get a little off track there. But Becky Lynch is the big. I don't care what anybody says. Becky Lynch is the biggest star in
big time,
probably
man.
all WWE right now.
She's big time, bro. Big time Bex.
So we gotta get to talking the main event. But for those of you guys that are watching, make sure you guys are subscribed.
Yes.
To our YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are sharing with your friends. I'm also posting this on the podcast. This is going to go up on the podcast tomorrow.
Sweet, man. Yes.
But those of you guys that will be listening to the podcast tomorrow, make sure you guys are subscribed to the Deep Six Pro Wrestling Podcast channel so you guys don't miss any episodes.
Yeah, now, man. We're going to be pumping them out. We're going to be pumping out this new year, man.
We will be. We will be. Let me just do a little update here. So now it's time to talk Brock. We had to talk Brock Lesnar and how that happened tonight. And we got to talk about a little bit of Roman Reigns, how that came about.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. It was around 6:00 tonight. We see an announcement. Actually, I found out that David Smith, he hit me up on my phone.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns this is literally an hour, 2 hours before the pay-per-view goes on air. And with an announcement that Roman Reigns will not be able to compete tonight due to COVID.
Yeah.
Again, so they say. Okay, that's just all I'm going to say. I don't want to get roasted for any comments that I might make on here. So that's what they say. They say due to COVID, and that he would not compete, and that they will have Lesnar instead inserted into what was originally supposed to be a one-on-one, Seth Rollins versus Big E. Then you see Kevin Owens lie his way in. You see Lashley bully his way in.
Yeah.
And then you see Lesnar himself into the match. Because of the name. And he's a free agent, so he can do anything he wants. Yeah. So we went from a one-on-one match in a matter of 4 weeks to a fatal 5-way. So Brock Lesnar was inserted into the title match tonight. And all right, so let's break it down for you really quick. Great match, 15 minutes. I loved the car crash style type of match that these guys have. So it was good. I have no complaints about the title match whatsoever, of the pacing and anything like that. But we see Brock Lesnar come in very hot, suplexing Kevin Owens, suplexing everybody. And then Big E clears Lesnar out of the ring with the clothesline, setting up Lashley, who's already on the outside, to spear Lesnar through the guardrail over by the timetable.
Yeah.
So you see Lesnar out for a while. So that was a cool spot. And then we saw that Big E with the choke slam on Lashley, taking him out of the match for a little while. And you see Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins teaming up on everybody, knocking everybody out the stairs. But yeah, we see Lesnar come back in. Couple suplexes.
Couple
Lesnar,
F5s.
They tease. F5s. We see Lesnar and Lashley, and with Lashley putting the hurt lock on Lesnar.
Gosh, what a tease!
What a tease that was.
Yeah, really.
But
please give us that match, please.
You want to see that match?
Yes, dude. Are you kidding me? They've never wrestled before.
I know they haven't wrestled, but anyhow, so we see Big E interrupt that, come into the save. I'm pretty sure it's Big E. But then Lesnar goes on an F5 tirade and gets the win, and he is your new WWE champion. I would have not seen this coming this morning.
Yeah, way to make all 4 of your other guys who were in a fatal 4-way by themselves look weak.
Well, I got an opinion about that, though.
Okay.
But do you think that WWE called an audible? Not based on anything, but do you think it's possible that
I think
WWE called an audible in the storyline days before this, and maybe using the Roman Reigns excuse as could that be? I don't, and that's not the greatest thing to say, but you know,
that would look.
Let's be real. I mean, would WWE go that low to use that as an excuse to call an audible in the storyline to go in a whole different direction, or do we think that this is all legit? Because
I think Lesnar was going to walk away with Roman's title. If I'm being honest, I
think so too. But I also heard that they were going to have a series of matches, though.
Yeah, and I think you could do that at WrestleMania too. I just feel like, have a rematch of Rumble or whatever, and I don't know. However they would have done it, but just the way they kind of shoehorned him in, I understand. I don't think they would have done anything. I think Roman's COVID positive test was legit. Obviously, the company would look really bad if it wasn't. And so I think that they were just like, well, we'll just give him the title, give him one title at some point. But now what do you do? Now somebody's got to take that title off Lesnar, or he's going to vacate it, which will make it look stupid. And you're making the other 4 guys who were originally in this match by themselves look stupid because they just got beat by a dude who got, in storyline this day found out that he was, in this match. I don't know. I should have expected Lesnar to win. I kind of thought maybe they would have done something with Big E getting the big, pun intended, but
I thought maybe really Big E would get the pinfall on somebody else and Lesnar would be protected and what have you.
I don't know. It wasn't a bad ending. I wasn't super disappointed with it because I figured that's how the show would end at some point.
Up until this night, we saw great wrestling, but nothing really newsworthy was happening.
Talk about something newsworthy. I mean, we heard that there was going to be a big ending. Pun intended, but a big finish to the end of the show, but did not expect it to be that.
Here's the thing. I feel like Big E's title run was falling a little flat. Kevin Owens has been constantly knocked down, brought back up, knocked down, brought back up. Lesnar is on a whole, and Tommy, where are you? If you hear me, waiting for you. Anyway,
I can hear you.
Okay. Lesnar is on a whole nother level of stardom compared to these guys on Raw. The way out of this would have been one of the other guys winning, but Lesnar not taking the pinfall here. That would have been the perfect way out of this. But now you got yourself in a position. Who beats Lesnar? Who do you want? Who's the guy that you're getting ready? Could it be Damian Priest? Could they be getting Damian Priest ready to win the Rumble, WrestleMania 29, have him go over Lesnar, and then all of a sudden at WrestleMania and have him be the next big guy? But who do they have plans now? Or do they have plans to merge the title, which I think they should do? They should absolutely merge the title.
Damian Priest, that's a big That's a big jump right there, man.
Who do you have to go against Brock Lesnar now? I mean, Big E is going to want his rematch at the Royal Rumble, probably.
Yeah.
I would say it's fair to say that we're going to see that match. But what do you do? Like, what do they have in mind? How are they going to revisit Lesnar versus Reigns? Are they just going to scrap that all together?
That's going to be tough. Yeah, man.
Are they looking to merge the titles, which in my opinion they should do? The brand split needs to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think you go with the merge the titles, just because I just don't see a way
that's the best way to go, but I don't think they'll do it.
Unless if Lesnar just vacates the title, but in the same way that just makes it just makes everybody else look stupid who was in the match. I just don't know if Damian Priest is the guy. Maybe we see McIntyre get his win back or something. It kind of seemed like they set him up.
SmackDown, keep him away. We just they could revisit Drew McIntyre later, but no, not feeling that.
Not feeling Drew.
Not right now.
Not this WrestleMania.
No, not this WrestleMania for sure. I mean, I wouldn't mind a Drew versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
which they could do. I wouldn't mind that.
Man, who knows? The whole Romans thing and
Lesnar winning the title tonight kind of threw a little bit of a monkey wrench in my fantasy booking for this year's WrestleMania.
Yep. Probably threw a wrench in WWE's too, it seems like.
Lesnar's been doing some good stuff. I like his look.
I love the look.
As a face, he's shown a little charisma that we've probably never seen in any of his time in WWE.
I think he cut a promo, the longest promo he's had in probably like 15 years.
Yeah, it was 20 seconds, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was pretty good. That's
a coherent sentence, so that's good.
But so I don't mind Lesnar winning the title back right now. But if you start pulling a crap that you did 2 years ago where he never shows up, and like we're not going to see him until Rumble, and then after that we won't see him until Mania. If they start doing that,
it's not. No, we don't need that.
We don't need that. Even if he doesn't work, at least show up once or twice in between pay-per-views to build up this thing.
So man, just have Heyman talk for him.
I think we had a Bray Wyatt program versus Lesnar. That actually happened. I'm pretty sure, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't remember that happening.
Who is it against? All right. Well, scrap that. But
it could have happened.
Oh, there's been a couple times where Lesnar never showed up until the actual pay-per-view, and meanwhile you have the other wrestlers
kind of carrying the story,
carrying the storyline by cutting promos in the ring and carrying the whole build without Lesnar actually being there.
Reminds me
of the problem.
The Cena Undertaker build where Cena was just cutting promos the whole time.
Yeah,
it didn't work for me. And then obviously we had the 3-minute match that should have been a 20-minute match. Doesn't work.
Man,
not in this day and age. Not when there's too much good wrestling where that's 60 minutes that we're getting on free TV, it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Cena Taker should have been done at WrestleMania 28 or something.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe not 28 because 28 is my favorite match of all time. One of my favorite matches of all time. So.
Yeah, I mean, listen, hindsight's 2020, but
yeah.
But going into it, that's what everybody.
That's fair. I get what you're saying.
They had Taker going against Michaels twice, going against Hunter twice, and you had Cena going against The Rock twice. I feel like there was a wasted opportunity somewhere around there to have Cena versus Taker for sure.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it is getting late. It is 11:40 p.m. here in the East Coast, and you are right on the fringe of the East Coast, almost Central Time.
Yeah,
but not
man.
Quite. Same time.
It's 11:40 here too, but I'm tired.
So, Tommy, let me ask you this one last question before we go off the air.
Alrighty, let's do it.
Where do we go from here? The Royal Rumble's the next pay-per-view. Who do you have as your winners? I have just early predictions. I have Damian Priest possibly winning. You might be able to make a case for Lashley now that Lesnar
See,
is
yep.
the champion, that would probably be the way to get Lashley in there. Have Lashley win the Rumble. That would probably be the way to get there. I'm just not too sure if they're gonna scrap the whole Roman Reigns thing or not.
That's
On the
the
women's
thing.
side, I got Liv Morgan. I as my early prediction. What do you think? Where do we go from here?
I got Liv. I agree with you on Liv. I think she's the best choice. I think you could go with Bianca again as a back-to-back. Don't know how I feel about that, but I like Liv as kind of the crowd favorite. And yeah, you said it the best. I mean, I don't think they're gonna drop Roman versus Lesnar, and so I think Lesnar gets the title taken off of him at some way. You know, whether that's vacating it or whatever. And I think we're gonna either see Lashley or McIntyre win it, which probably won't be the crowd favorite. And it's not my favorite either, but it's the pick I'm gonna go with because I think it just makes the most sense right now. But that's just based on the fact that, like you said, this just threw an entire monkey wrench in WrestleMania predictions because we expected Lesnar to walk out with a completely different title and be setting up a whole different WrestleMania story, and now he's, Lesnar and Reigns are both champion, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna go with let me do McIntyre and Liv Morgan. We'll go with the M's.
McIntyre, okay.
I know, yeah, I know. I think he's gonna get his moment. He's got to at some point.
Yeah, I mean he had his moment.
He deserves it
in front of the crowd.
Yeah, he carried the company during a really rough patch. I think he deserves it.
Yeah, we'll have to see where we go from there. Well, I mean, listen, we're gonna talk more in detail next week about,
yeah, man,
especially after coming off after this Monday and then Friday. A lot of good stuff coming up this week, but I think Lesnar is a good choice, but they really got to build.
There's got to be some work here.
Stars. They got to build these stars up. Let me tell you, that's the problem WWE's running into because they're doing pretty good with the same well.
They're doing pretty good with Austin Theory. I think he could be a Randy Orton kind of character here.
Yeah,
I like Austin Theory a lot.
Yeah,
honestly.
Just give him some time and let him keep doing his thing.
And I like the McMahon. Obviously, McMahon being in his corner kind of tells you what the company sees. Austin Theory
will be the guy of the WrestleMania 40s.
Yes, I really do think he becomes the new
the
Randy
guy
Orton.
Of the WrestleMania 40s.
Hey, man, and he's got the look, he's got the charisma. He could be a heel or a face. I think it works.
Sure, guys. Those of you guys that are watching, thank you so much. We will come back with another episode. Time to be determined, probably towards the end of the week, and that would be episode 79 of the Deep Six Pro Wrestling Podcast. We're soon going to convert to the Aftermath Pro Wrestling Podcast. That is coming soon. So be on the lookout for that. I am excited about that. It's a long time coming. We're just waiting on music and just getting a couple details with the song and stuff. So we can't wait to roll that out. At this point, I mean, my best date to keep an eye on would be probably around the Royal Rumble time.
Yeah, man. It'd be a good time to do it.
Today would have been the perfect day to do it, but just the holidays got in the way and everything. And we're in no rush. And
it's been a long December, that's for sure.
Yo, Tommy, I didn't get a chance to tell you, but if you keep your hair messy like that, you kind of look like Hook.
I look like Hook. Hey man, I've been growing it out a little bit.
Yeah, you got the Hook look going on right now.
Yeah, I've been growing.
Let me tell you something. We'll talk more AEW this week, but Hook has been pretty impressive.
Hey man, I'll tell you, I bought a Hook shirt.
He's just such a baby face. He's so young, but he's getting over.
I bought a Hook shirt. I bought a Send Hook shirt. I love Hook, man. Wow. He's my favorite.
He's been impressive.
He really has, dude.
Like he comes into the ring, you'll think he's gonna get his butt handed to him, but once that bell rings,
well, he showed that he can go against the little guys, and then he faced off against Bear Country this week, and
he's in good shape,
doing pretty damn good. So yeah, man,
he can bulk up just a little, but he's in good shape, and he just looks so young.
Hey man, I'll start getting in the gym.
His in-ring has definitely been good.
Yeah, I'll try to keep the body of Hook too. I'll keep the hair going, but I'll try to get the body going.
Well, listen, it's a new year, so you can put that on the New Year's resolution.
There you go, exactly.
There you go. So, for those of you guys that are watching, be on the lookout for another episode this week. Make sure you guys share this with your friends. We're available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts. And for those of you guys that end up listening, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Yes,
we have
sir.
a lot of good things coming up. This will be shout out to the podcast, which we normally don't do. You have to be a YouTube subscriber to get this, but we're going to give this to the podcast listeners tomorrow, Sunday, January 2nd. You guys will get the review show. If you guys end up listening, please hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. A lot of good stuff coming out this month. And Tommy, thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man. It's good to be back,
dude.
It's good to see you. It's good to talk some wrestling with you, man. It's good to shoot it. It's been a good time, man. I'm glad to be back here with you, man.
Tommy, you have yourself a good night. We will talk to everybody later this week.
You as well, man.